Royal Caribbean gives you an entire year to get 2,500 points and maintain your Prime status. But this was our only Royal Caribbean cruise of the year. So we had 7 nights, $2,500, and exactly one shot to pull this off. And let me tell you, the first night went completely sideways.
Monkey love, oh monkey love, travel. Pack your bags, let's hit the gravel.
Welcome to Monkey Love Travel. If this is your first time here, my name is Jason, and we specialize in helping you cruise smarter, laugh louder, and travel happier. Before we get into this challenge, we do want to say that this is gambling. Nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to gambling. You should never gamble with money you can't afford to lose. This video is simply our experiences and our strategy while we're trying to reach Prime status. This video here is completely dedicated to helping you cruise smarter using the casino program to your advantage. So if you find this video helpful in any way, we would really appreciate if you like and subscribe, and absolutely leave us a comment letting us know what you did like or if you didn't like it. All right, so let's explain what Prime is. So Royal Caribbean Casino Royale has a casino program that once you reach Prime, so 2,500 points, is their second tier. So your first tier is Choice, your second tier is Prime, and that's what we focus on. There are more tiers after that, but economically, it does not work out for us to play to those. So this video is all about Prime. There are certain perks that come with Prime. You are going to get certain discounts, but the biggest one is going to be earning that annual comp cruise by maintaining your Prime status. So in order to earn Prime status, you have to play in the casino. Now, we are focusing on slot machines only. I don't play table games. We are not gamblers outside of the cruise lines. So again, we are focused on slot machines only for this video. So with Royal Caribbean, it's $5 cycled through the machine will earn you 1 point on the regular slot machines. If you're playing video poker, it's going to be now $15 for every 1 point. Okay, hope that makes sense. So by cycling the money through, you're going to earn points and get the 2,500. Now you can do this over multiple cruises within the calendar year, and the calendar year runs April 1st to March 31st. All right. Again, this was our only Royal Caribbean cruise of the year, and we wanted to make sure we maintained our Prime status for the upcoming year. Okay, so you have to then, once you've earned it, in the following calendar year, you then need to earn another 2,500 points to maintain that status for the next year, so on and so forth. Shout out to Eddie for our cruise bling here. I hope you like these. All right, chase a little squirrel there. All right, so let me go over the challenge once again. So $2,500 budget is what we had. That is essentially, we are aiming to get 1 point for every $1. Okay, now that's a healthy request, when it comes to gambling. And again, it's not for certain, but that is what we were able to set aside. That was what was in our budget. We weren't going to go over that no matter what. This was a 7-night sailing, and we put ourselves on a daily budget. And I'll just run down our budget real quick. Now, forgive me, I'm trying to keep track of my notes so I can give you accurate information here. So day one, embarkation day, we set a $400 daily budget for the casino. Day two, which would be our sea day, we set another $400 budget. Day three, which would be a port day. So when you're at port, the casino is going to close early and open up later. So once you leave port and get back out to international waters, it will then open. So we had a little bit lower budget this day, and we set it at $300. Day four, which we were at Coco Key, and the casino is open while you're there. We did go enjoy Coco Key, but we got back a little early. Our budget for the day was $400 again. Day five, port day again, $300. Day six, sea day, $400. And day seven, sea day, $300. All right. So that's taking us our $2,500 and breaking it down to each day, because you want to make sure that you're playing each day. Okay. This will help with your return to player and your average daily theoretical when the cruise line is, basically looking at you going, okay, what kind of marketing offers are we going to give him? And they're going to use their, custom algorithm to figure this stuff out. And by you being in there daily goes a long way into helping them figure that out. All right, so the first night, wow. All right, we were in the casino for all of an hour and blew through the entire $400. We got 115 points out of that. That's bad. I haven't done the math on the return to player, but it's bad. I mean, $400 in an hour. I mean, we stuck to our budget. Okay, we played for that hour, and we were like, okay, this is not gonna end well. We were going, oh man, I just don't know if we're gonna make this after that first night. All right, but things can always bounce back. So I want to reiterate here or explain why I think it went bad. So we are typical, low and slow type players. We kind of play minimum bet or right around there, and we sit on the machine and we figure out if it's okay. Play a little, maybe $20-$25, and if it's the return to player is going good, then we'll stay and play on that machine. But if it's not, then we would typically get up and walk away. I was a little too aggressive going in because I knew we had to earn a lot of points, and I was trying to increase our bet and try to do it faster. Well, it was just a bad idea. It's out of our normal style of play, and it was just way too aggressive for what we were trying to do. So we needed to regroup and stay, or stick to our method, all right, which has worked for us well in the past. So it went bad for one reason was bad luck. Two, because I wasn't a disciplined player that night. All right. So day two. All right. So we're already starting down $400 and with 115 points. So we still have a long way to go. We did have an excellent session on day two. We turned it around on day two, put $300 buy-in into Mo Mummy, played for about 30 minutes, and cashed out for $250. Not too bad. Then we took that 250 and went over to play on Devil's Lock. I'm a big fan of Devil's Lock. I really like the game. I played for another 30 minutes and cashed out for 350. Now, since we are now technically up $50 on the night, I decided to do something that we don't typically do, and it's one thing we only do for our slot pools, right? But I wanted to try it personally and see how it went. So I took that $50. Now I'm playing with house money at that point. So you can my theory is you can branch off and do higher bets when you're playing with house money, so to speak, right? So we took that $50 and put it into the Coin Trio machine and bought a $50 instant bonus. Best decision of the night. So, and what I mean by that is what had happened is we hit a triple pop. And if you're a player of casino games, you understand the triple pop, lingo. Where all three bonuses hit, and we hit for right around $650, I believe it was. Now, keep in mind, this is not our typical style of play, but once I hit for that 650, I'm definitely playing on house money. So what we decided to do was buy another instant bonus. That went well, so we bought another one, and then another one. So we had 3 hours of total play time in the casino that night, and 2 of it alone was just on the Coin Trio machine buying instant bonuses. Right at the end, all right, of the night, we were up $300 and accumulated 1,080 in points. So that's a fantastic night in my book. All right, day three. Overall, okay, we're starting down $100 from our original budget. That's not bad considering, not bad. That's really good considering the way the first night started off. We put $300 into the double diamond machines. Now that is an old school reel to reel type, so it's a little bit lower volatility. The minimum bet was 25 cents, but in order to qualify for their bonuses, you need to bet, I believe it's 9 times your bet, so $2.25 a bet. you do the same thing. You make sure after a few spins, or you know, our goal, our comfortable zone is $25. If we hit $25 and it hasn't really given anything back, we'll get up and walk away. But for this game, it was for this machine, it was doing it pretty good. It treated us nicely. We had about 1.5 hours of game time on it. Cashed out for $150 and got 225 points. So pretty decent. Hey, real quick before we move on to day 4, if learning how to play in the casino and using the casino programs to your advantage, that will help you cruise more often and spend less money. We have put together a class that can help you understand how we do it, while we show you our process, we teach you our strategy, and we'll even share some of the offers we get. A matter of fact, up here, well, you can check out this video right here where it explains how we saved over $6,000 last year by using the casino programs to our advantage. You can also, I'll leave the link for the email. If you are interested, just reach out to us. All right, so day 4. Day 4, overall, we're down $250 from our original budget. We're sitting at 1,420 points. So again, that's pretty decent, I think. Very similar to day 3 here. We played more double diamond. We added some huff and even more puff, which is my wife's favorite game, which that can be a little bit more volatile, but if you hit it and get the right timing and the right kind of luck, it can treat you very nicely. We played for about 2 hours between both games. Initial buy-in was around $300. Initial buy-in was $300. We cashed out for the night with 50 and earned another 220 points. So now we're moving on to day 5. Overall, we're down $500. We're sitting at 1,640 points. We played various games throughout the night. We played a few repeat games. We played Flaming Hot Pots, which is a game I really like. It's high volatility, but I like it. It's some fun, but can have some pretty decent bonuses when you hit them. We played for almost 3 hours of total game time. The initial buy-in was 300, cashed out for 200, and earned 329 points. That was a pretty good session. So rolling into day 6, we were down $600 overall. We now have 1,969 points. We ended up starting the day hosting our slot pool, and we were hosting it on the Coin Trio machines, which was a $50 buy-in for people. We had 8 people, including myself. We cycled $400 through the machine in a matter of 30 minutes. And in those 30 minutes, we could have cashed out for $525, so everybody would have gotten something back. But we made a decision as a group to do one $500 spin. And it's the first time we've ever done anything like that. Everybody was excited to do it, but also extremely nervous. The good news is that everyone walked away with $75 in their pocket. So that is great. It was a successful slot pull. Everybody was rewarded with $75. So everyone made $25 over their initial buy-in. Okay, that's pretty good. And since we organized the slot pool, you play on the organizer's card. No matter, I mean, we go to slot pools for other people organize. They play on their cards. Its own. I think it's fair way of doing it. Okay. So we earned. We earned 180 points by playing on our card. Not too shabby. I mean, it takes a lot to organize these things. It's the small reward in that, but it's not about the points. We had so much fun. Everybody is cheering on one another. We got pretty loud. It draws a crowd. Then the crowd's cheering on. It's a really good time. All right, so we'll go back to that real quick. I got sidetracked talking about slide pulls. I know they're fun. So later in the day, we played Some other various slot machines, mostly ones we've already been sticking with and having some luck with. Our total buy-in for the day was $400. We managed another 244 points on top of that over 2.5 hours. We cashed out with 200. All right, so rolling into day 7, our final day of play. So our current numbers, we are down 800 total dollars of our original budget. We have 2,393 points at this. So we needed another 107 points to achieve our prime status for the following year. And we still had a pretty decent budget left. And we wanted to be able to knock out these points early because at this point, we spent a lot of time in the casino. We wanted to make sure we enjoyed the last couple days of our cruise, or the last only day of our cruise at that point. So there was a machine that was kind of near the entrance to the casino, right where the stairs are on the Odyssey. We kind of sat down there. It's not a game that we really have played, but it looked fun. Honestly, I forgot to write the name down. But we played minimum bets until we reached 2,510 points. It didn't honestly take that long and only cost us around $110. Objective challenge complete. We were ecstatic that we got 2,510 points and we were able to pull it off in the 7 nights. But man, what I tell you, we felt like we spent a lot of time in the casino, a lot more time than we would have preferred. So, when we talk about this, real quick, let me go over the final numbers and then give you my final thoughts on it. So, 2,510 points, prime achieved, cost us $910 out of our own pocket, and that's a really good return to player of 92.75%. We cycled to get that 2,510 points. Here's the shocking number. Okay, we cycled $12,500 through the casino to get those points. All right. So you say to yourself, man, it'd be better if I could just pocket all that money. Well, yeah, if every time that you went up a little bit, you put that money back in your pocket, maybe it would work out that way, but probably not. Especially since these are a lot of, there's a lot of low line hits and small bonuses through the course of time. But in all, it's only costing me or us $910 out of our own pocket, and they get to keep the money that you are winning. So, final closing thoughts here. Was it worth it for us to spend 7 days chasing 2,500 points? Yes. In the short of it, yes. Okay. Is it a lot more time than we prefer to spend in the casino? Absolutely. We would like to be able to enjoy the cruise, the ship more, enjoy hanging out with our friends a little more, but the benefits for us in the marketing offers and the annual Prime tier cruise is worth the 910 points it cost us to have significant savings in the future to be able to cruise more. And there you have it. That is our challenge, our $2,500 challenge to get 2,500 points to maintain our prime status for the following year. Objective achieved. If, again, you found this video helpful and informative anyway, we would really appreciate a like and subscribe. Feel free to comment, ask questions. We try to respond to every single comment. And again, if you were interested in possibly learning more about that class, the email sign up the link is below. And again, please check out this video on screen right here that will explain how we saved over $6,000 last year by using the casino program to our advantage. Again, my name is Jason with Monkey Love Travel. Have a fantastic day, and don't forget to seize the day.